Okay, you guys, I thought I would tell you about this experience that I had last night. Okay, so I went out with my girlfriends again, and a couple weekends ago, I had gone out for like the first time legally, and there's this guy that was at the bar there who I was just like, oh my god, guys, he's the love of my life. He's literally the love of my life. But when he asked for my number, I told him no because I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time. Because one thing about me is I am a loyal bitch. So I told him no, didn't give him my number, whatever. I thought I was never going to see him again because he travels all the fucking time. And so I was like, I'm literally never going to see that man again. And I remember last night I was just like, guys, like it'd be kind of crazy like if I saw him tonight. So we go to the bar, whatever, and I'm like talking to these guys or whatever, and I turn around and I see that guy. I was like, OMG, there he is, guys. And they're like, Ava, you need to go talk to him. I was like, no, guys, I'm a pussy. I can't do it. Like, he would need to come up to me. And they were like, Ava, what the fuck? They like pushed me into him, and then I'm like, oh, hey. And he's like, hey. And he recognized me, and he like looked over at his friend. He's like, this is the girl that I was telling you about. I was like, oh my god, he's just as crazy as me. Fuck yeah. So we get to talking. He buys me a drink. We go out. We're dancing together. He's like grabbing my ass though, and I'm like, I've never let a guy do that like outside of me being in a committed relationship, so this is new to me, and I'm just like trying to have fun, you know, like have a good time. But also I'm kind of like, oh, this is a lot, you know? So he ends up leaving to go get shots, and he comes back, and we're like dancing together again. And my friend ends up leaving like with this other guy to go over to the bar so that he can buy her drinks, and we end up losing her. And so it's like me and this guy and then my other friend, and then we end up like separating. So my friend like leaves me and this guy while we're trying to go look for my other friend. And me and this guy, like, we're standing in a fucking corner. He gets a phone call from his friend, and his friend is, like, trying to leave to go to a different bar. And so me and him are just kind of talking or whatever, and he's like, I really want to see you again. I'm like, I want to see you too. And he's like, well, why don't you come out to this bar that I'm going to? And earlier in the night, I had said that was my plan, that I honestly might go over there. But in the moment, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I might go, or I might just go home, you know. But you have my number, so you can call me, text me, whatever, we could set something up. And he's like, I just want to keep seeing you for the rest of the night. And I was like, I'm not going with you. Like, I'm not leaving my friends. And so we're chatting it up, and it's just like flirty banter or whatever. There's definitely some sexual tension. And he like leans in to kiss me, guys. I've never kissed a guy that I wasn't dating, except for this one time, but that doesn't count. That's another story time. That is a story time that I should give, actually. But whatever. So I like turn my face around, and he like kisses my cheek. I was like, oh, no. You have to earn this, because he was like asking me to give him one. I was like, no, I don't just be giving kisses away for free. What the fuck? No. So he's like, okay, I understand. Let me keep it classy. And he kisses my hand. I'm like, okay, period. You might as well get down on your feet. Like, not your feet. You might as well get down and kiss my feet. Like, that back. Anyways, so he ends up leaving after that, and I find my friends. And we're sitting there, you know, I'm trying to sober up at this point because I was pretty drunk. And I don't like being drunk for that long. I want to be sober. So I was kind of sitting there with one of my friends, and my other friend was talking to this guy. So me and her are just sitting there, and like an hour goes by, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting kind of bored here. You know, I think I want like a different environment. And so I was like, let's go over to this bar that I want to go to. And I didn't know if he was going to be there, because he was saying that he was going to like where a bunch of these bars are at, but I didn't know if he was going to be at the one that I was going to. I didn't really care. He knew that I planned on going there, so if he wants to see me, he can come see me. I'm not going to go see him. I'm not chasing him. What the fuck do I look like? I'm not doing that. So we get out there, and I text him. I'm like, hey, I'm on my way over to PBR. That's the bar I was going to. And he was just like, okay, cool. Like, I'll see you over there. So we get over there, and he's in the VIP section, and he was like, I can only get you in. I can't get your friends in. And I was like, well, then I'm not going. Because one thing about me, I am a loyal girl. I'm not going to leave my friends for this. The fuck? I don't need that. So he leaves VIP, and me and him are like dancing together. He starts like touching my butt again. But he's like grabbing it. Guys, I don't have an ass. That is one thing about me. I don't have one. I don't care. It's fine. I like me and my little butt, okay? I have something else to offer. A good personality. Anyways, so he's like, he like grabbed my butt, and I like smacked his hand, and he's like, oh. I was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that. Like, whatever. We're still like flirting, doing whatever, and like we're dancing. And this girl like comes up to him and she like is up in his face. And like I'm standing right there. I'm like, what the fuck? She like puts her hand like on his chest and she's like, I really missed you. I'm sitting here like, who the fuck is this? Like, am I like in the middle of something right now? Because what the fuck? She ends up leaving. Well, he ends the conversation. Is like, okay. I look over at him and I was like, so who is that? And he's like, oh, she's nothing to worry about. Like, me and her were a thing like 3 years ago. And then he wanted to tell me that he has a restraining order out against her. I'm like, well, that's a fucking lie. Because she clearly isn't taking that shit seriously. Like, maybe you do have a restraining order out against her, but since you've had one, maybe you've seen her afterwards and she thought that it was okay to do that. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. I kind of just was like, that's weird. And then he was like, I have 3 separate restraining orders out against 3 different women. I'm like, that's really fucking weird. Like, that's weird. But I don't know. That's like a red flag, I feel like, for me. But we keep dancing or whatever, and I break it to him because he's like wanting me to come back over to his place afterwards, and I'm like, no, like, I'm gonna go to bed. And he's like, I don't want to do anything sexual, like, I just want to watch a movie. I'm like, that's how it all starts, but it's not gonna happen with me. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna go home. And he was just like, well, I really want to see you again. Like, I never go out. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna see. I'm like, it's not that hard for you to plan a dinner date. Like, you can see me during the day. It's not that fucking hard. And he's like, I guess so. It's like, the fuck? Like, I don't want to sit here and beg for you to see me. Like, that's pathetic. So, whatever. We continue dancing or whatever. And then these guys, like, just keep bumping into me. And I'm just, like, getting really uncomfortable. And I was just like, let's go. So, we're heading out or whatever. And we are still conversating. Like, he's conversating with my friends now. And, as, like, he was, like, he told my girlfriends, he was, like, I want to have a private conversation with Ava. My girls were, like, no, the fuck? I don't know, I really don't care. We had, like, a little one before, like, we actually left, but prior to us leaving, he, like, asked to hit my vape. I don't give my vape out to strangers, because I don't know what you have. So, when he had asked to hit mine, I was, like, no. And he, like, looked at me weird, but it's like, I don't know what you have. And you just had a random girl come up and touch you. I'm not giving you my fucking vape. I don't know what you have. Like, I'm sorry, okay? You're 24, you can buy your own. What the fuck are you doing? So that, like, kind of gave me the ick. And then when I told him no, he asked my friend to hit hers. That gave me the biggest ick of my life. I was like, oh, no. No. But I think we're gonna get dinner, guys.
My boyfriend saw my conversation with ChatGPT and he became a totally different person after then. Story time. So now we don't have to check if you're cheating on your phone anymore. We just have to go to your ChatGPT and search. My boyfriend was my first love, even though I was not his first girlfriend. And we've been dating for about 4 years now. He has always told me that I'm the first woman he has ever taken seriously, even though I'm not the first woman he ever dated. At the beginning of our relationship, he had nothing. But I'm from a very comfortable home, so my parents made sure I never lacked anything. So I never had any reason to ask my boyfriend for any financial support whatsoever. At the same time, I never made him feel less of himself because of that. I genuinely loved him, and 2 years into the relationship, things changed for him. He started making money, things started getting better. With the little he was making, he was trying his best for me. I prayed for him, I was celebrating his small wins, I was literally rooting for him. And he was doing the same thing for me at first. Things started to change, and I did not notice these changes early enough because I thought he was just going through something and it was temporary. Around last year, I was having some issues with my friend and I was telling my boyfriend about it, hoping that he was going to support me. But he supported my friend and this really got me hurt. That night, I vented my anger onto ChatGPT. I did not only tell ChatGPT about my friend and the fight I had with my friend, I also told ChatGPT about my boyfriend, how he took her side and the things he had been doing. So one particular night, I was sleeping beside my boyfriend and he took my phone and he went through my phone. He read all the things that I had said about him on ChatGPT. Please, how do you go through someone's ChatGPT? That's too personal. Anyway, the things that I told ChatGPT about my boyfriend were things that I could not confront my boyfriend about because he was always getting super defensive. So I had to confide in ChatGPT. He woke me up in the middle of the night, started talking about it, and I had to apologize to him. I told him I was sorry and that I only used ChatGPT because I could not air my opinions to him because I know that he does not like difficult conversation. He said he had forgiven me, right? And then we continued. Then earlier this year, I noticed that my boyfriend had been cheating on me with several hookup girls. That's why when I tell you, do not trust the loyalty of a broke man. If a broke man is professing love to you, telling telling you, I love you, Tori, you are the apple of my eyes, whatever bullshit a broke man is telling you, do not believe it. I was completely shattered and I felt I could work with it. So I was starting to block the girls on his phone, but the more girls I blocked, the more girls I saw. So one particular night, I decided to confront him and then he apologized, but the next morning I left his place. He came back to my school the next day, he was apologizing to me and then he promised me he was going to seek therapy. So you mean you're cheating, Aisha? He told me that it was some sort of psychological trauma and I believed him. I mean, I could not understand how someone who claimed to love me would cheat on me with 10 different girls, even more than, within 6 months. After that moment, things did not remain the same. He started going through my own phone trying to find something, but he never found anything. Until one particular day, he went through my ChatGPT again, and then he saw that I was complaining to ChatGPT about him again. He told ChatGPT that my boyfriend does not want a court wedding, he doesn't trust anyone, he doesn't want joint accounts, and he always says that he's the man of the family and his decision is always final. I cannot give my opinion. That's the same man you are seeing a future with. Are you normal? I also told ChatGPT that my boyfriend does not like to spend anything on me, that at this point in time, if my boyfriend gives me 1 million naira, he's not going to feel it. But this man has not supported my business in 3 years and I'm not being entitled because we've been together for as long as possible and he has not offered any support to me whatsoever. I mean, anything tangible. He took a screenshot of everything he saw on ChatGPT, sent it to me. I apologized, but things never remained the same after this time. I mean, things started getting worse. He started saying things like he was above me. Oh, I cannot beg a woman. I am too good looking for that. I have money. I'm a fine boy. Who are you? That was the same man that I started with when he was broke. I watched him grow from nothing to something. I was there with him when he had nothing and I supported him fully. Since that time, if I call my boyfriend, he would not pick his calls, he would not reply his text messages. His friends too would not tell me his whereabouts. A few days later, something good happened to me. I called him to tell him about it and he congratulated me. We spoke for a few hours and that was it. I used the opportunity to confront him about how he has been acting up and then my boyfriend sent me a long ass breakup message. And according to him, it was ChatGPT that showed him that I cannot forgive or forget whatever he has done to me and I don't trust him. This really got me pissed and this guy opened his mouth to tell me that I stayed with him after finding out he cheated on me because I was trying to get back the money I spent on him for his birthday. That's why they say men hate you when you keep forgiving them for cheating. Nothing he said about me waiting to get the money back really cut me deep because I got him all the gifts I got for him out of love. I tried reaching out to him after a week hoping that we could sort things out, but he told me no to my face. My mom noticed that something was wrong with the both of us and she reached out to his mom and his mom called me telling me that I should keep trying to call him and she was going to try to talk to him, but she never spoke to him. A few days to my convocation, I decided to go to his house to pay him a visit. I was there under the sun for hours, but he never came out. He did not open the door for me while he was inside the house. Are you stupid? What is wrong with you? At the mention of man like this, you people just lose your brain, lose your senses. The story is even starting to piss me off. He will treat you like trash, but it's that same man you want to beg. Somebody is cheating. Somebody is manipulating you, but it's still that same man you want to be with. Are you normal? That's why I will tell you once again, do not stay with any man through thick and thin if you're expecting anything in return because you can dump your ass. If you're going to stay with a man through thick and thin, stay with him for the love of God, not because you're expecting him to come and give you anything after it all. Because this gender, they be forgetting a lot of things. They be forgetting. They are not as loyal as you think they are. While you're supporting a man, support yourself. Make sure you're growing and leave a man's future alone for him to handle and sort and figure it out. Are you getting humiliated over a man? Please, to share your stories with me, send an email to me at talktoperona@gmail.com and this girl needs to be flogged.
A date the day after Halloween should be a crime. Going to a cocktail bar in the West Village, which is a good first date spot because let me tell you about the worst spot that I've been to. It was a couple years ago and it wasn't a first date. I actually was seeing this guy for a bit. And I remember that he loved the movies. I don't know why men fucking love the cinema so much, but this guy loved the movies. The date started off normal. Like, I think we just got drinks and we're like at a bar and whatever. And then we ended up going back to my house and then started smoking. And I feel like the movies always sound so good in theory, but like if you're not in the right mood, that can literally be a trap. I love the movies, I really do, but you just need to be in the right vibe for a movie, okay? A movie's like an escape room. Like you're literally trapped there for 2+ hours and you gotta be locked into the movie and paying attention, and we thought that this was a good idea. Mind you, we're a bit cross-faded, okay? Definitely not sober, and I think we definitely just didn't even like each other that much. And what to do? Let's go somewhere where we can't talk for 2 hours. We are not sober, okay? And then we said, let's do afters at the AMC. God damn. I think we were cutting it close, or like we were late to the movies because because we got the worst seats. The only seats available was the front row, and it was in IMAX, and it wasn't a regular movie. Okay, we were seeing Top Gun Maverick. This was a normal sober time. This would have been like an ideal fun idea to do, but now I am literally cotton mouth. I'm sitting in the front row. The planes are going above my cabeza. I have vertigo and I'm nauseous. It sounded like such a fun idea before, but then the minute I sat down, I was like, uh-oh, because the lights went low. You can't speak. I literally need to tell him that I'm seeing my mother's ghost and I need a water and I have to pee, and I'm literally tripping and spinning like a ballerina, and the planes are doing like crazy. I mean, it was too much, okay? Worst 2 hours of my life. All I will say is I don't recommend that. I don't recommend that as a date. Or if so, go ahead. Just don't invite me.
You wake up, you and your boyfriend from hell broke up a couple months ago, and you're just kind of starting to talk about some of the things he did to you during the relationship. Like, you're not really getting into it, but you're like talking about some of them. You are very in the very beginning stages of opening up about it. Your ex-boyfriend from hell's girl best friend, the one that he slept with before they were together and he was like besties with, and you were never comfortable with that relationship, but you actually did kind of bond with her when you went on a trip to go see her. So you were like, you know what, she's not evil. They just had like a weird situation, you were uncomfortable with it because you were in a relationship with them, but like, you know, she's actually really nice. She reaches out to you after this relationship. She's something else to know about this person. She's like very politically active. She's very feminist. Overall, a good, like, moral person. Right after you've started kind of opening up about this, she reaches out to you. She asks you like, hey, like, I heard that like some things happened in this relationship that weren't very good. Like, if you're open to sharing them with me, like, I would really like to hear about some of this stuff. Like, I don't want to be blind friends with anybody. Like, if this person did bad things to you in a relationship, like, I'm still friends with this person. Like, I want to know and I want to be able to support you. You feel so like seen and heard. You're like, oh my god. You don't really know how she found out, but you're like, okay, like, thank you. Like, maybe she just kind of always knew that he wasn't like the best person. You feel like really seen, and because you had kind of bonded with her when you went on a trip to go see her, you like really wanted to trust her. So you write out like this long paragraph in your notes app, like trying to make everything perfect and curated, like, what are you going to say, what are you not going to say, and you send it to her, and you're like super nervous. You hit the send button, and but again, like, you trust her. Like, even though you didn't trust her like in the relationship, like, you did bond with her, and you're like, I know you're a good person. Like, I know to my core, like, you are a good person. And you know what this girl does? She never fucking responds to you. She's still friends with the guy. You still see them posting together up until like way after this. She still posts him on her Instagram story. They still hang out. Like, they're still friends to this day. She never even fucking responded when you said, like, you poured your fucking heart out. You told her what happened in the relationship. She seemed like she wanted to support you. She never even fucking responded. And she still stayed friends with him. That kind of stunted you from ever opening up about this, so you just kind of shut the fuck down after that, and you didn't tell anybody else about what happened in the relationship until like way fucking later. It takes you a good long while after that to finally start opening up again, because that really fucked you up. That, oh, people aren't gonna care. No one fucking cares. Because she didn't fucking care. She said she cared. No, she didn't fucking care.
Get ready with me while I tell you how my boyfriend embarrassed me in front of all of his friends on his birthday trip that I planned. My boyfriend and I planned a 4-day trip to celebrate his 30th birthday, and we invited 8 of his guy friends. I did 90% of the planning. I was the one who booked the Airbnb, coordinated the rides, and I was even the one who put in the deposit up front because I have better credit score than he does. So, but obviously he said he would pay me back later, and all of his friends would pay their share after too, so it was cool. So fast forward to the trip and everything is going fine, but dinner comes and we're just having fun, everybody's drinking, and the waitress asks if we're celebrating something special, and my boyfriend very loudly and proudly says that it's his birthday and that he paid for everyone to be there, insinuating that he was the one who was paying for everyone. And I was a little bit confused. Everyone clapped. Meanwhile, I was nearly choking on my drink. Later, I obviously asked him, like, what was that about? And he said, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Just don't make it weird. It's just easier to say it like that. You know, it's his birthday. I don't want to ruin it, so I just let it go. Until the next day, one of his friends pulls me aside and he goes like, you're so lucky to have a guy that treats his girl and his friends like this. Not many would pay for a trip like this. He just confirmed to me that my boyfriend told his friends that he was the one who was paying for all of that, and I had no idea. At that point, I had had enough, so when we got back from the trip, I sent every single one of his friends a full invoice with all the receipts and the payment breakdowns, and they were very, very shocked. They all told me that my boyfriend told them that I was just tagging along for free because he makes so much money, so much more money than I do, which is a lie, but whatever. They all Venmo'd me immediately except for my boyfriend because I didn't let him pay me back. I told him, like, no need to send me back the money. Apparently you paid for everything. And then he got mad at me saying that I was being childish, that I was embarrassing in front of his friends, you know. But honestly, I just wanted to embarrass him and to turn his lie into a lesson. But I don't know. Am I the jerk?
I'm going to tell you guys a story that I wouldn't normally tell on here. I'm going to try and keep it as PG-13 as I possibly can because the story is quite inappropriate. However, I do feel it's hilarious and relatable. So buckle up, okay? I was seeing this guy one time, and he had just made us a very hearty meal, a very dense meal, a lot of starchy vegetables, and a very big piece of meat. And I fucking gobbled that shit up. I was so fucking hungry, okay? And so after dinner, we're hooking up. Okay, we're like, what's gonna happen? It's getting a little hot in here, you know what I'm saying? It's getting a little hot in here, okay? And so we're like not missionary frontline to frontline, you know what I mean? We're not like combating like that. We are more National Geographic than that, okay? He is channeling his inner golden retriever, okay? And so while he's back there playing the bongos, okay, he starts touching a hole that no one's ever touched that hole before. So I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing back there, bud? He's like, oh, you don't like your ball to be played with? I'm like, no, not really. Not really familiar with that. That's an exit hole, bud. He's like, oh, well, it looks like it wants to be played with. I Men in Black myself so fucking hard. I'm like, zing, forget about that. Next thing I know, we're laying in bed next to each other. We're cuddling, we're giggling, we're laughing, and I have a flashback of him saying, it looks like it wants to be played with. So I'm like, hey, so, like, what did you mean by that when you said my butthole looked like it wanted to be played with? He's like, oh, like, it was just, like, looks like it wanted to be played with. I'm like, what does that mean? Please tell me. I need to know. I'm, like, highly embarrassed by what you said. Like, what was it doing? He's like, I don't know, it was just, like, winking at me. I remember. I know why it was winking. Remember that hearty, dense meal that we had had? I was holding in a fart. Trying to hold in a fart. I was holding on for my dear life. Trying not to fart in his fucking face with my bare fucking ass. Holding in a fart. So no wonder it was fucking winking at him. I was clenching for dear life. My guy. And so the next day I vowed to God that I would never have sex again out of sheer embarrassment.
Good morning, welcome back to my TikTok. If you know me, my name is Layla, and this account is basically just to raise awareness for abuse, and I'm sharing my story with you. And we have 391 days left, and let's get into today's video. So basically, I just wanted to post a Get Ready With Me because I haven't posted in a while, like a really long time, and I haven't been posting frequently, so I just wanted to post a video for you guys this morning. Also, don't mind my acne right now. I know you probably can't see it that well on camera, but it looks rough. Okay, first I'm going to do my lashes because I already started them, and before my mascara dries I want to finish them, but I'm just going to basically be talking to you guys while I do that. So, I haven't been posting a lot recently because, as I said in my other recent video, I've just been going through some, like, mental health stuff, and I just wanted to, like, basically just take a break from social media for a little bit. But I am back now, and I'm doing better than I have been in a really long time, which is really good. I'm in a good spot mentally, so I just wanted to start posting again. And I get a lot of questions on my lashes, so first one, I went in with Sky High, Just Laugh Sensational, and then the next one, I'm going in with SN/Princess. I'm actually so upset though, you guys, because this mirror that I use for my lighting when I'm, like, filming, it broke, like, the light did, so now I can't film with it anymore, and that's, like, what I use to film my Get Ready With Me's. So I'm currently using my other phone, and I'm, like, using it as, like, a light right now, because, yeah. My good light broke, which is really upsetting because I've had this for so long. But anyways, I can't believe it's November already, guys. Literally, my birthday is this month, and I'm super excited. Obviously, I can't do anything for my birthdays, but it's still really exciting to be able to, you know, have it be your birthday. But let me know
how school's been going for you guys, because it's already November and I feel like we literally just started school. So that's just crazy to me. But recently I've been doing, I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to like drop my location, but I've been doing this like, what you call it, like an early college program basically, but it's like a trade school, and I'm going for nursing right now, which is fun, and I never really thought that I would be the type of person to want to do that. Don't mind how I look right now. But yeah, I never thought I'd be the type of person to want to do that stuff, and I started doing it, and I absolutely love it. So let me know how school's been going for you guys. But anyways, the next step in my makeup, because this is also like a makeup tutorial, I guess, is a CoverGirl concealer. And then I just go in where I have really bad acne, eye bags, or just like redness. And then I use a beauty blender to blend it out, and then I go in with a brush. And I also got a lot of requests on like to do Bible study videos, so I'm gonna probably be posting one today. The only reason why I'm iffy on that is because I love Jesus, but I also love privacy when it comes to my like walk with faith, I guess you could say. So yeah, I just kind of keep my walk with Jesus private, and I do Bible study on my own, but I don't mind posting a video or two about it. But yeah, I'll probably be filming that tonight, and I'll probably be posting that tomorrow because I'm already posting a video today. But just some more like updates on my life. My sister Lorelai, the one who's 3 years old, it was just her birthday recently this October, October 19th, and she turned 4 years old, which I cannot believe. I was really upset though because my mom and my dad, they didn't even like celebrate her birthday whatsoever. She didn't get a birthday cake. No one even told her happy birthday besides me, which was really sad because she was really excited that it was her birthday and nobody did anything. But she turned 4 years old, and she was also recently diagnosed with, like officially recently diagnosed with autism. So it's been a bit of like a whirlwind, I guess you could say, because like that's just really sad, unfortunately, that she has to live like that the rest of her life and be like limited the rest of her life because of her diagnosis. But I'll be helping her throughout the way, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, next up in my routine, I know this might sound funny and crazy, but I used this toothbrush. It was not used in my mouth, but it's like a soft toothbrush, and then I just go in and like brush my eyebrows. They look really cute right now though because I just plucked them last night, and they're looking fleek. Then I go in with blush, and I just use a blush that I have from this like old palette thing, but I'll come back when I'm do that. I'm like nervous though, guys, because I have a test today, and I totally forgot. It's like not a test, but it's like a quiz on abbreviations for nursing, and I totally forgot, so I didn't study. But abbreviations aren't that hard, so I'll probably be able to like study it this morning, my morning classes before I go, and I'll probably be able to like knock it out and probably get like a 95. I really want to get 100, but I'm trying to strive for like a reasonable goal. But I've been doing really good with my classes this year. I've been like passing everything, doing everything. Trying hard. Like, I'm notorious, like last year I didn't try for crap. Like, I was in such a bad spot mentally. I just was in my ghetto girl phase, and I did not do like anything I was supposed to do. So, but this year we're trying hard, guys. We're trying hard. I pretty much have 80s and above, which is really good for me, and my highest grade now is a 100. And we're gonna keep it like that, I really hope. There is this girl in my class though, and she goes to my homeschool, right? And she's like, I don't know, not a lot of people in my school are friends with her, so I like feel bad, of course, but like all year, like all this past year, I'm saying like it's been a whole year, but like this school year so far, she's done nothing in my nursing classes but cause drama. And she made like 2 people cry. She made fun of 3 people, called one fat, made fun of one's dead grandma and like her name because her name is named after her dead grandma, and she was like making fun of it. And like then she called one and said she had a big nose, even though this girl who's talking's nose, I'm not even trying to be rude, but her nose is like 2 times bigger than the girl she's talking about for no reason. And then you know how there's like a no phone rule now? She like went around the room and accused everybody of being on their phone, even though she was the one who was on her phone. And we told on her, because how are you going to sit there and make everyone else be accused when you're the one who's doing it? So we told on her, and she denied it and lied and, like, started screaming at my teacher. Like, how immature is that? You're a junior in high school. I don't know. It's just very annoying because she's very immature, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to, like, be a nurse, like, training to be a nurse. I'm not going to say being a nurse because I'm not a nurse yet, but, like, we're over here working our hardest and, like, doing the classwork, and we're trying to literally become a nurse in the health field. And part of being a nurse is you have to be able to work on a team because, you know, if someone's, like, got in a car accident and you're helping them, you can't just, like, be working against each other trying to work on a patient. And she does the opposite. She's, like, working against everybody and doing nothing but causing drama 24/7. So it's just very annoying. But that's a tea, I guess, recently. But yeah, other than that, nothing really has been going on in my life. I'm just excited for my 17th birthday coming up, November 29th. Really excited for that. And I just wanted to post to get ready with me because I've, like, lost a ton of followers. I'm not even gonna lie, because I think it's because I haven't been posting a lot. So I just wanted to post for you guys. Because we were almost to 80K. And now we're 71.6. And just last night, it was, like, 71.8. But it's okay. It's okay, because the ones who've stayed are the true ones. They're the true ones. But my goal for myself is by my senior year, which is next year, like the end of the year, I really want to get to 100K. I know it's a huge goal, but I think we can do it, you guys. But I really want to get to 100K because I really want to stick with this influencer thing. So we're going to work hard for it. And I got to post, like, fluently and, like, you know. But yeah. So another hobby I've started recently, because I'm just, like, yapping today. I've started reading, and I haven't read in so long, like, I don't know, I haven't, like, done that in forever, but I started reading, and I'm currently reading Twilight, you know, Edward Cullen Bella. I'm reading the first book in the series, and so far I love it, and it's really fun, so I recommend reading if you haven't. I've also started watching YouTube more and stopped watching on watching TikTok 24/7 because I feel like, you know, doom scrolling isn't really good for you. But yeah, I've started just new, like, hobbies, and instead of, like, sleeping all the time, I've started, like, waking up and starting a routine and just trying to be more healthy. So I recommend. But I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me yap session, because I did. And I cannot wait to start posting more for you guys. But yeah. Comment down below if you want any more content. I love you guys, and see you in the next one.
You're at school, you just got your period. This is how you survive the day. First things first, if you know you're about to get your period and you're gonna go to school, please build an emergency kit. Your emergency kit should always contain, obviously, tampons or pads, whichever you like. Ibuprofen, Advil, Tylenol. If you feel like you cannot bring that to school, like that is banned or not allowed, bring Tiger Balm. This, when you put this on your stomach, like where you are cramping, it kind of creates like a heating sensation, icy cool type of sensation where it kind of will relieve the pain of cramps. But listen, if you have really bad period cramps, just go to the nurse's office and ask for some like ibuprofen. Also, you cannot forget, bring a spare of underwear. Like that should always be in your emergency kit, because sometimes 9 times out of 10 you will be bleeding through, and it's okay. Don't feel embarrassed about that. Every bad bitch has gone through it. Every bad bitch has survived it. You're gonna survive it too. The fuck? Now, it's really just optional if you want to bring an extra pair of like tights or pants, but I know sometimes that could be really bulky to carry in your book bag. You can always just go to like the lost and found and like just grab whoever's pants was left there if you really want to. If you really just bled through it, I know every school does that. Also, bring some snacks, okay? You're on your period, you're bleeding, okay, you need to eat. Do not be worried about gaining weight when you're on your period, okay? You are literally losing iron. Eat food, okay? Now, let's say the cramps are really bad and you want to go home. My tip and trick is, you know your parent is like not gonna come and pick you up if you call them. I really suggest you go to the nurse and be like, I really don't feel good, like I really want to call my parents. Then the nurse is gonna take you to the main office, and then the main office is gonna make you call your parent, and then it's kind of an obligation that they have to like, you know, pick you up, because now it's like a whole thing. So if you know your parents are like really strict on picking you up and and not wanting you to miss school, do that, because I'm pretty sure they'll pick you up after that. Last and final tip is bring a plastic water bottle that you can always refill and always be drinking. It's so important to stay hydrated when blood is literally coming out your cooch, okay?
Time you want to knack, he will tell me that he does not like using CD or doing withdrawal method. You know what time it is? Must I even tell you? Grab your popcorn, grab anything, grab paper. Oyin, please, I need you and your followers' advice. I'm 25 years old. I dated a guy when I was in 200 level. I love him so much. Anytime he wants to knack, he will tell me that he does not like using CD or doing withdrawal method. He said I should take pills, but I told him I don't like it. So the first time we had sex, I don't know he released inside me. So unfortunately, I got pregnant. He said with it or without it or he can't even marry me. Okay, fine, okay. Hey. So I remove it. During this process, he stopped picking my calls or replying to my text. And I really need him so bad during that time because I need money to remove it. After I used pills, the pregnancy still tested positive. So I did evacuation. So I need a lot of money. He ignored me during all those hard times. I'm the kind of person that forgive easily. So I later forgive him. Fast forward to this year, we became friends again and I visited him with no bad intention. But I also fucked up because I slept over. During our conversation, he used force to knack me and I was crying during the sex. When he finished knacking me, he did not even bother to ask me why I was crying. He was just pressing his phone and left me till next morning. He stopped talking to me and before he knocked me, we had a nice conversation. So after the knack, he stopped talking to me and I'm pained because he did not talk to me. Fast forward to the next morning, I talked to him that, why don't you talk to me? He said he has nothing to say to me. So later, I begged him for sex. And I'm regretting that I did that. So after the knack again, he stopped talking to me. And you are 25 years old. Or you are not up to 25 when you are in 200 level. Make it make sense. So I took my bag and leave his place. He did not even bother to call me back or tell me bye-bye or even send me fare when I'm going. So when I got home, he messaged me and said, how was my journey? So I used the opportunity to insult him that he used me again. He started swearing for me. I was sad and I feel so used. Please, which advice are you now looking for? You that did not have sense. Advice would have been like, which advice? You did not have sense.
Hi, if you're new here, my name is Nana Alexi Yapalot. On today's episode of Conversations I Didn't Think I Need to Have, some of you need to look into the bean soup theory, because what do you mean? Hold on. Actually, let me tell you the list of things that continue to happen in my life. It all started once upon a days ago when I made a video about how I think Crocs are the ugliest shoe in the world. And if you choose to wear Crocs every day as a fashion choice, these are important words to use, then me personally, I think you're ugly. Right? Like, I think you're stupid. I don't like your fashion design. I don't like you. And that's my opinion. Am I going to do anything about it? No, obviously, because you have autonomy and your own soul to make your own decisions, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the person that came in my comments back then and was like, medically, I can't wear any other shoe. Crocs are the only shoes that don't hurt my feet. And it hurts my feelings to think you'd be so insensitive as to judge somebody. Hey. The issue I have with that is, medically, I can't wear any other shoe means it's not a choice. It's a medical condition. At that point, you have no option. Why would I be talking shit about you? Right? So then I make a video about braces, and I talk about how I would never choose to have braces because I would never choose to have that horsey braces smile that I think you get sometimes when you wear braces. And in my comments I find bean soup. I had to get braces for a medical reason, so actually that was the L take. A medical reason means it's not an option anymore, so it's not a choice. Why would I be talking about you? You think I'm that much of an asshole? And I was willing to let these go until I got what the fuck did bro. I make a TikTok about Hamilton, and I say the modernized version of Hamilton. Do you know? I need to calm down. Do you know what the modernized version of something is? Do you know when something gets... Do you know... I need to find something. This... Do you know what this... You know what this is? It's the modernized version of a fucking bird feather. That's what we used to use to write. Did you know that? So when I said, this is Hamilton, the modernized version, I meant the version of it that you would understand, because we're speaking in 2025. So if you pay attention, sorry. If you pay attention, when I'm talking about modernized, I mean the way I'm talking. Angelica doesn't go, I know my sister like I know my own mind, and she's an idiot. She goes, I know my sister like I know my own mind. No one's so kind and soft and fine, and I'm not fucking doing that, am I? So imagine my surprise when Bean Soup comes in my comments. You should be more kind. I was a freshman in high school when Hamilton came out, and saying modernized makes me feel old. Sorry. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the fact that Alexander Hamilton was in the 1776. You're not of that generation, are you? So that means that this version of Hamilton would be for... You're also the modernized... I just needed a minute. It's my desire to get you guys to stop desiring to be insulted at every fucking corner, okay? Not everything that is said in opposition of somebody. Sometimes things are just said. You don't have to be offended. Not unless it actually directly affects a group of people in a harmful way. So also, arguably, even if I was calling you old, oh, fuck, this is so, ugh. Anyway, I should go. Much love.
Join the live and comment LeBron James.
Me and Madison were on the We Have the Receipts podcast. Megan was also on it, but she was on in the last 4 seconds of it, so that doesn't really fucking count. Here's the recap. I'll rapid fire through this bitch because I got to go motherfucking trick-or-treating. Okay, Madison said she's feeling at peace and she could put everything to rest. Finally, bitch, you've been talking for 40 days and 40 nights. KB says she feels rejuvenated. Edmund will always have she'll always have a soft spot for Edmund. Madison said there was a lot of anticipation leading up to the reunion. She says she's seen Joe a few times, which we all know because she's been talking about it in every fucking interview, and she also talked about it on the reunion. Basically, this podcast didn't cover anything fucking new. It's all regurgitated information from the reunion and past interviews she's already done about the whole making out, about the whole crying thing. She says that it reopened some confusion, and then she talked about this pool party where she says, how are you? And that was that. She keeps leaving out the part of, at this pool party, you asked Joe, allegedly, you asked Joe to try again. I don't know why she is leaving that part out. Now that the cameras are gone, I think it was the pressure of the cameras. I think it was the pressure of the show. Let's give it another go without all of that added pressure. And he said no. I don't know why she's leaving that out of the interviews. B says she hasn't seen the cast till press day, that she's currently living in Virginia because she got a job assignment and she got the fuck up out of Denver. KB don't fuck with none of them, and I can tell. She said she just wanted to disconnect and heal, and she tends to leave a city after breakups because certain things remind her of that relationship. Then they all had a conversation about what it was like to film and work. KB says she took some time off. Madison said she worked from home. He says, Madison says that her job knew she was going on the show and that they seen a golden goblet in the background one time and that they were fangirling because she was going on Love is Blind. Asked KB about Edmund's style. She said she sees maturity in Edmund's dressing. She said that Edmund works out a lot and has one of the best bodies she's ever seen. And she said that initially when she seen him and his style, she thought to herself, we have some work to do as far as his dressing, but that didn't deter her, that she would just, style is something you can fix. Style is something that's easy. That's what I'm saying, not her. But she basically said the same thing. She would give him little tweaks. Take off the belt, buy some pants in your size, unbutton that shirt from your fucking color. You know what I'm saying? Madison, victim asked, Madison said that before the reunion, she had a panic attack and she felt like she was going to be confronting her high school bullies. And she had a vitriol reaction because right before the reunion, if you guys didn't know, like they filmed the reunion after like the first drop of episodes air. So the cast has not seen the episodes air. So they watch it right before the reunion. So the final episodes, the wedding episodes, the breakups, that was all very fresh. They had just watched it the night before. So going into the reunion, she felt like she was confronting her high school bullies. KB just said her emotions came back. She hasn't seen Edmund since wedding day. She said that Edmund did come over the night of wedding day and they stayed the night together, and she has not seen him since. Said that coming into the reunion, Madison said that Joe said, "How are you? You look beautiful." Of course, she rolled her eyes at that. The host says, "Oh, shut up," and she's like, "Yeah, exactly. Don't butter me up. I have things to say." B said she would love to be Edmund's best friend, but she would never date him again. Literally, the host didn't even finish asking her if she would date Edmund again. She was like, you guys are both single. Would you ever? She was like, no. She didn't let him fucking finish. She said that no shade, but she doesn't know how to double back into like situations. And she says that Edmund knows how to be an adult when he needs to be an adult. Talked about the family's thoughts, the mom's thoughts of it all, because they were all at the reunion. They're supportive, blah, blah, blah. So proud of them, blah, blah, blah. She said her biggest shock was finding out that Megan had a baby. Madison said she already knew about Megan's baby because the Denver streets were talking. Talk about the Casey and Joe of it all. Well, shall I say, Madison did a lot of talking. She cut KB off a lot in this interview, might I just say so. She made everything about herself. Every time KB was talking about something, she then inserted her own story about that. And KB literally had to like interrupt her and like get back on track to what the fuck she was saying. Ask about Casey and Joe dating. Madison says that she doesn't think they were dating. They were mutually physically using each other. So they was fucking. She goes on to say that she found out about it a month after their engagement ended. Casey and Joe are saying 2 months. They're talking about this pool party once again, and she said that she just ended up asking Casey like, how's Joe? And Casey kind of had like an oh shit look on her face. Said that when they spoke, Madison allegedly told Casey, I think that what you're doing is disrespectful, and it hurt her to see Casey go behind her back, because at that point she felt like the pod squad all had like a sisterhood, especially after seeing her flirt with Joe in front of her face. And we've heard before that all of the cast was dating each other. I think Joe owed her that respect more than Casey did, but Casey is also very fucking trifling, as we know. She did say that the Eskimo sisters comment was classless, but she says that she does not blame Casey, that it is on Joe, that he should have shut it down. He should have shut down the flirting and should have relayed any information that needed to be relayed to her, which I agree. They did ask about Ringgate. Both of the girls said that the ring is rightfully Casey's, that they all still have their rings and their dresses. The men don't pay for the rings, and they understand that it was like kind of just like out of pettiness. Ask about the Anna, Casey, Patrick of it all. They both said that they understand both sides. Everyone's valid. It all makes sense, blah, blah, blah. Talk about the pool party. Now, that's something that didn't come up on the reunion, the pool party, where Joe is obviously very drunk and Madison's over fucking reacting. Madison goes on to say that she was disappointed. And once Jordan showed up, it was kind of like, Madison who? She was wondering, like, is this how you move? He was obviously drinking a lot. She says they were all inebriated. And she couldn't understand why they weren't connecting. And then she said, I see the backlash online of like people being like, haven't you ever seen a drunk person? And she was like, well, you guys didn't see is he had been asleep 4 or 5 hours. You were at the pool party for 4 or 5 hours. You don't know when he went to sleep. He could have been asleep for an hour. However, she said the conversation was much longer. She said she has seen drunk people before. She doesn't know what that was. Again, alluding to the fact that he was on something else. Again, I think he was drunk off his fucking ass. I think he was drunk off his ass. Thought that was clear. Asked KB about the crying over no sex. She said that he knew all of this in the pod, so she was very confused by his reaction, but was trying to be understanding. She said again that she went and slept on the balcony that night. Edmund's never had a one-night stand. Apparently neither has Madison. Again, jumping into shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. She said her main reason for not wanting to have sex, and again, she doesn't have to explain that to anyone. I didn't even see her getting backlash for this. I thought everybody was on her side regarding this. She said that she didn't want it to be toxic physically. She didn't want to be stigmatized, okay? We've all been there, okay? Host asked her why she apologized at the reunion. I thought it was quite obvious that she apologized for calling him out his name, so she just reiterated that. She said for triggering him at certain points. She said that apparently Edmund has never dated a woman of color. He's never dated a black woman, so a lot of her behavior was like he was triggered about his mom and certain stuff. B was talking about like how she was acting out of character, and of course Madison jumps in and is like, yeah, I feel the same way about me in the kitchen scene, blah blah blah. I'm usually able to articulate myself, but I couldn't in that moment. I said fuck like 50 times. Okay, we don't care. Back to KB. All right, guys, Madison really gets on my nerves because she's really riding this like really hard. Like, we get it. Joe sucked. We get it. He was fucking shitty, but like it's been almost 2 years. Let it go. Like, you're really riding the fucking wave now. Towards the end, they do a rapid fire. The host asked about Casey making out with Brendan. I don't remember Kate saying that at the reunion. I think she said that Brendan was all over Casey, but apparently it's making out. And so Madison answered and said she didn't see it, but she heard it. So allegedly that happened. KB was just sipping her tea. Did bring up Joe's current girlfriend, Avery. Madison said she met her a couple of times. She's lovely, doesn't know her personally, and wishes her the best with what she knows of Joe. They asked about Casey's apology to Patrick and if they think it's genuine. KB says she trusted. She thinks Casey's genuine and that Casey had a hard time on the show. I know Casey did an interview and said that KB came at her about pulling Edmund into a bathroom, but KB seemed to have no fucking smoke for Casey at all. So maybe that was Casey's own insecurity. KB seemed to really like Casey. She didn't say anything negative about anyone. Madison said that she thinks that Casey's apology to Patrick was sincere. Then she also followed it up with, I don't recall her apologizing to me and what that caused. So again, she's insinuating that Casey had something to do with her and Joe's breakup, which I don't think is the case. KB also said that she doesn't think that telling someone you're not attracted to them is something that you say to someone. And I agree. And then Madison, of course, jumps in and says, they could just say they like more petite women. Died in the way. Asked about Annie standing up for Nick at the reunion. Madison said she was surprised. He said everyone's allowed to have their own point of view. They asked about Ellie and Anton. They said they're both wonderful people, or Madison said that. They're fine now. They get along. Both of them don't think that Allie knew she was going to say no. Yes, she did. They bring in Sparkle Megan the last 2 minutes and literally like, oh, you have a baby.